Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Well, guys, it feels like it's gearing up to be another scorcher. Boy, does it ever feel warm out this morning. Actually, not too bad. I got out of the car the other day. I was in the car and traveling about, and you got the AC blowing or whatever. Got out and it was just like hot, 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 hot. And I'm thinking, boy, does that ever feel good on the bones? I'll kid you not. That's what I was thinking. Actually, I have really acclimated to the heat. I don't mind it as much as what I thought I would. And it's really actually quite enjoyable. Hopefully, though, if you're depending on what your situation is, of course. I wouldn't want to be a roofer right now having to work in it, but hey, I'll take it as it comes because I lived a lifetime in the cold up there in Canada, and I'll tell you, it's a great trade if you ask me. Guys, I sure hope that you had an absolutely fabulous weekend. Boy, do they ever go by that fast. And today, this morning, I woke up few articles out there. Well, one of them really caught my attention was a title where it says, "Oh, the central banks, well, they're not going to save us this time like they have in the past." And, just the title alone intrigued me because, of course, I always feel, hey, do you think the central banks were ever out to save you and I? Absolutely not on your life. And in fact, when you go through this article, it lists all the reasons and all this and that. Oh, well, they don't have any incentive and all this. Guys, I'll tell you what, the central banks are going to do whatever they have to do to save themselves like they have every single time in the past. And of course, the modus operandi with all these central banks has been inflate, 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 inflate. It doesn't matter what the crisis has been. You go back there, 2008 and 9. What was the national debt? Yeah, you got it. Look where we're at today. Trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars more in debt. They just had taken the balloon and blew it up fatter and fatter and fatter, and of course kick the can, as they say, down the road, down the road. And they always say, oh, they're kicking the can down the road and da 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 da. The reality is this: look, they don't ever have any intention to have a payday. That is a fact, Jack. They are not planning on ever reducing the debt, just increasing it upon increasing it upon increasing it. And who pays for it, guys? Well, we know who pays for it. You and I, our kids, our grandkids, and on and on and on. This has never been about, the central bank coming to our rescue. That is for sure. Now, on another kind of related article that I thought was kind of interesting because it has to do with, an inflationary result that is coming, and boy, is it coming hard. But this one had to do with how steel for canned goods, the steel that they use, to produce, canned goods and, soups and vegetables, all that kind of stuff. Well, you got Canada and China and different places have been dumping it on the market, and the price of that, steel has been going down. Guess what? So the administration that's out there, the powers that be, decide, oh, well, we can't have that. So what do? They slap tariffs on it to the tune of ridiculous percentages that are now going to cause the price of canned goods, which a lot of people go out and buy. Let's be honest, even those that, when I tell you go stock up your pantry, well, you're saying, hey, go get some canned goods and stuff like that because, those things will last 2-3 years and stuff like that. The price of those things are about to absolutely go wild. And in fact, when you're talking about like Campbell's soups and things like that, they're already up 122% more than what they were year over year. And so now they're expecting it to go up way, way harder and faster. And here we are in a situation where they're trying to tell us, oh, inflation's actually kind of petering out. It's really not going to be so bad, and on, and all this kind of nonsense. And the average person looks at that and they really have to shake their head and say, that is absolute hogwash, as we know, because you and I, we're out there at the grocery store, right? We're at the gas pump. We're paying the utility bills, and there is no way that the prices are cheaper now than what they were even just 3 months ago. It's obscene. But this is the kind of nonsense that gets thrown out there every single time. And guys, also, even in this space. So, reading an article, what's the headline? Oh, well, the SEC is appealing SRP's non-security status. That is absolute hogwash, and we've been showing and proving that over and over and over again. In fact, they're not appealing the status of XRP being not a security. What they're appealing is the way in which it's being sold, whether or not that, would classify an investment contract. And guys, I'm telling you right now, when you take a look at the law of the land, which is the Howey test, where all of these things have ever been adjudicated in the past, they cannot pass that test. Why? Well, because there's no relationship between us buying XRP and the corporation of Ripple. I mean, Ripple owes us absolutely nothing. And you can't go out there and say that every speculative play, would classify as a security, because that's absolute baloney. It doesn't. I mean, we are not a stock. We're nothing like a stock. We don't get dividends. We don't get voting rights. We don't get on and on and on and on and on it goes. And so, it's more like a commodity. Now, when I go out there and I buy an ounce of gold, I'm not buying a security, not one itty bitty bit. What I'm doing, but you'd think that there's no kind of investment thinking when you go out and buy gold. Well, for sure, because look, the demand for it might really become, a big time deal. And as a result, the price could go up, or the dollar could drop, and dropping against that asset, like they all say, hey, did the price of gold go up or did the value of the dollar go down? And that's how I kind of look at it. But you see this FUD getting thrown out there all the time. And this is why, guys, we need critical thinking, right? We need to be using our own being for ourselves. When we see headlines that says, hey, the central bank isn't going to save us. Well, did they ever save us? Not in your life. So kind of like throw that in the, that kind of like, category of, yeah, that's a fairy tale kind of title. And then, of course, you see all this other fear. And that's all this is. This is just meant to throw as much confusion and fear, uncertainty, and doubt into the marketplace. Now, having said all that, listen to this. I was reading something that Linda P. Jones had thrown out there, and she was equating, how XRP today, if you were to look at it from the perspective of what Microsoft was when it was originally coming out, you saw the burgeoning, infrastructure for the home computer and computers in business and stuff like that. Because when I started a lot of my jobs, there were no computers in the office or anything like that. Everything was done with a pen and paper. And that isn't even that way back. It feels way back, of course, but it's really not. And then, of course, we saw that the bringing in of computers into the workplace and all that. Microsoft coming on board with an operating system there to, satisfy the demand for all the clones and whatever. Well, if you had just put a few bucks into that, wow, would it have changed your life? In fact, I think it said that in 1986, Microsoft IPO'd. Price of it was like $21. And today, I think price of Microsoft, they were saying, is like over $300. How many splits along the way did it have? Wow, just a few dollars in there would have been revolutionary. And then she was also equating it to Apple and said, hey, look at Apple when Apple came out, and stuff like that, and where that is today. And the thing is, he says, you're not wrong, you're just early. And boy, did I ever think that was absolutely correct, because we know distributed ledger technology is literally going to revolutionize the way in which the wild world works. It doesn't. I mean, this situation that we're in, and it is, when I say, wild world, I mean that the world has gone absolutely wild, and what's transforming and how things are changing in this world, and the speed, how rapid it's happening is truly wild. And you got these people coming out there literally saying, hey, look, think about it. You are not, wrong in this aspect. You're just early, because distributed ledger technology is genuinely changing the way in which the world actually functions and works. And to think that we're investing right into the infrastructure of the evolution of money, I always find that mind-boggling. And that's why I say, I genuinely believe, it's my personal belief, that it's going to become the greatest wealth transfer in the history of mankind. I genuinely believe that. I don't just say that because it sounds wonderful and everything. I just absolutely believe it. I believe it because of what I see coming and how fast it's happening. And most folks are out there and they're just sucking up the narrative. They're getting scared away from it. It is absolutely fear, uncertainty, and doubt on steroids. Or they have a bias towards it, or they're completely oblivious. That's what's going on. And look, hey, I was just looking at the price of XRP just the other day at 54 cents and something. And Just 3-4 days ago, it was a 42-cent XRP because of the dip. I mean, that is mind-blowing when you consider that, look, you're seeing a 12-cent move in just 3 days. And if you caught that ride at 42 cents, good on you, because I'll tell you what, a lot of people missed it because of what? They were too scared. Oh, it might drop to 36 cents. Oh, it could drop to, whatever. I'm telling you guys, that is the blessing of dollar cost averaging. A little here, a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here. And then one day you see a boom, because of course you're averaging that price out, and then all of a sudden, bang, way she goes. And you're looking back and you're thinking, wow, what an opportunity. And that's just how I look at it. I'm not here, and I'm sure many of you aren't here for the 10 cent, 20 cent, 30 cent moves. No, we're here for when we see this in the double digits, into the triple digits, into the quadruple digits. That's what we're here for. And no doubt, a lot of us have a plan to maybe sell some of, in the double digits, sell some in the triple digits, and hold on to a little bag for the quadruple digits, or whatever your plan is. The fact of the matter is, and we should be greatly encouraged by this, is that other experts out there are literally looking at what's going on in this world and how distributed ledger technology is truly changing it. And they're saying, hey, you're out there in this space right now. You're not wrong. You're just early. Think about it and let that sink in. And that's how you get encouragement and confidence. Because I've seen people write in the comments there, oh, I'm losing hope and all this and this and this. And I'm thinking, well, number one, are they genuinely losing hope? Or, is it just somebody out there throwing out some fun? Or, hey, have they been in the space for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and they're watching it fluctuate like this, and, they were expecting it to happen in 6 months, and, now it's taken a lot longer than what they thought, and this and that. Guys, have a long-term view. Have that long-term view. That patience, in my estimation, is definitely going to pay off. I'll tell you what. Well, I'll tell you, I sure hope you're having an absolutely fantastic Monday. Great news start of the week. Exciting things are going to be happening this week. And we have an amazing video for you later on today. And so until then, guys, I sure hope you have a fantastic one, and take care.